Hey, this is Ken Shamrock, the world's most dangerous man, also known as the Godfather of MMA. You're listening to WNS.
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now, being broadcast in over 30 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm back, and I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug. I'm not
Welcome back, Abear.
I'm still here.
Yay! So welcome to the show, episode 223 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
We're also on Stitcher, Beyond Pod, and Player.fm. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Can you say that again into your hand like this? While you're saying it.
Nope. Why are you saying it?
Oh, is that what it did last week?
That's what I was doing. We're also on Beyond Pod.
He's doing this.
Beyond
I was not doing that,
man.
I was not doing that.
No, just one hand, like
I
a
was
little.
not doing that either.
Man, I knew. I was looking
I don't
looking
think
at
you
you.
remember very well. Poor memory.
You didn't realize I wasn't even here, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ron was a good replacement.
I would use stand-in and
Stand-in.
or a substitute.
He's better than me.
Whoa. I mean, all right. Well, you're saying it.
Shots fired.
Yeah. Is
At
that
your-
really a shot?
At yourself. I
Yeah,
guess.
he's shooting himself in the foot is what you're doing. Are you saying that you're replaceable, Abear?
Nope.
Should
Maybe.
Should we get someone who's better for the show? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm saying you should replace me with me.
Why would we do that when we
I'm
already
just
have
talking.
you?
Follow the podcast on Twitter at WNS Podcast. You can follow
Makes no
Daniel at
sense.
WNS
I know.
_Daniel. Tyler's at Tyler_Abear.
Very cool stuff. So welcome to the show. You can also listen to us on sportsradiobeaumont.com, or you can download the free Sports Radio Beaumont app if you want to listen to us on Thursdays. Really cool stuff. So thank you all
Listen to our
very
radio
much for
show.
the support. Yeah,
5
our radio
p.m.
show.
Central.
Yeah. So make sure you adjust your times accordingly. So welcome to the show. Got lots to talk about. Feedback, Raw. Going to talk about Extreme Rules, King of the Ring, NXT, maybe a little Lucha, all that good stuff. So how you doing, Tyler? Welcome back.
My stomach hurts.
Stomach hurts. Lots of Taco Bell.
Oh, my gosh.
Destroyed a bathroom twice now.
Technically, I ate a lot of stuff that wasn't... It tasted good at Disney World. Like, oh, man.
That's what you're going to lead with, not the wedding or any of that shit. You're going to lead it with the taking dumps at Disney World.
Not taking dumps at Disney World. I ate like a king at Disney World.
Yeah?
I'm going to tell you what, the wedding went by fast. I had fun, but
Was it a
it was
blur?
like... No, it was not a blur. I remember everything I did.
Mhm.
I guess I was a little nervous because my appetite wasn't there. I ate a little bit and we had a whole plate for me
Back to food.
over there.
Oh,
Yeah, back to food. Yes.
It's A-Bear. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah,
man.
yeah.
What do you expect?
And meatballs were delicious. But I couldn't eat all of it. I gave it to Sush.
Yeah.
And he ate it. And man, I just had a blast the whole time.
Yeah.
All the stuff. Dancing.
Dancing
There's
the
a lot
night
of
away.
dancing.
Doing the
Yeah.
worm. Getting the
Did
money.
the worm. Hey, man, I went downhill with the worm.
Yeah. That works in your favor, I would think.
Yeah, it did. I didn't hurt my knees.
Well, good.
Yeah, it was just a blast. For people who weren't there, you missed Noah.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the best man speech.
Best man speech, yeah.
He didn't
Good
fall on
stuff.
his face.
He did not. He did shout no
Yeah.
a few times.
Well, I squeezed the heck out of him.
Yeah, he did.
But no, it was just a blast with there, being with my wife and
Oh.
family and friends.
Have you called her Mrs. Hebert yet?
No. I messed up one time because the AC guy came over and I was like, I was talking to my fiance. I was like, whoops, wife.
Very cool stuff.
But no, I had a blast then. I had a blast at Disney World. We did not want to leave. And
But you had to because you had to come back and do the show.
yeah. But
Priorities, you know.
I don't have to go to work until like 2 days. So
Well, good.
I'm good.
Well, welcome back. We missed you, I guess. Right, Doug? We missed him?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey,
we missed you.
Whoa.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he's the one
man.
saying that yeah.
Hey, I listened to like half the podcast because I was waiting on going to one of the parks and we're waiting for the boat. So I was like, I'm going to listen to the guys.
So you just ignored your wife and decided to listen to us?
Well, she was talking to some other lady that was there. So
Oh, okay.
I was like, okay,
Priorities.
you talk to her, so I'll listen to the podcast.
Girl talk.
Yeah.
Go listen to real talk. Very good.
Real men talking.
Yeah. Doug, how are you doing? You hanging in there?
I'm good.
Yeah?
Great.
Hanging in there?
Hanging
Good
in
stuff?
there.
Good stuff. One day at a time?
Good stuff. One day at a time.
Just saying whatever I'm saying to you? Okay. So welcome to the show. Like I said, got lots to talk about. We'll dive on into the feedback, which we got quite a bit this week, which I'm really happy to see.
Oh, we only had to beg to get it.
Well, I don't know if beg, but we did get a nice response. A lot of people decided to message us and let us know that they were listening. A lot of people saying I'm alive and well. WNS represent, good stuff.
I'm glad you're not dead.
The first bit of feedback we have is from Parker saying, well, with me, you can pretty much lock in at least one view a week. Congrats, and congrats on the misses.
Thank you, Parker. Thank you.
So next bit of feedback, and like I said, we did get a lot of feedback. So if we skipped you this week, we do apologize, but feel free to chime in on this week's show. Next one we have is from Adam626 saying, great to have you guys back. Was really looking forward to hearing your guys' views on Raw last week since it was happening in my hometown of London. Been a listener since the days when Doug was referred to as Cousin Doug.
Never happened.
I hardly ever comment on videos, but just wanted to let you guys know that you do have a dedicated fans out there across the pond. So thank you very much. It's and I do understand that a lot of people don't like to comment on stuff, but it is nice to see some of the people chiming in for the first time. So thanks, Adam. Next one we have is from Bazooka Majin saying, I don't fucks with Twitter or Facebook, so I'm alive, and WNS represent. Good. Or Facebook. So
That wasn't funny, but the way that Tyler found it amusing is funny to me.
So good stuff. Next one we have Pepsi Fan 24 saying, I'm always here, guys. I think people thought the Taquito Civil War brought the show to an end. Glad to have you back, and congrats, Mr. and Mrs. Not a Bear.
Thank you, Pepsi fan. Hey, man.
In an alternate dark timeline, it did in the show.
Hey, the Taquito War needed to happen.
Yeah, it brought peace to the podcast crew. That too. So next one we have is Viperous Planet saying, thanks for the shout out. Anyways, for your information, I've never actually had a taquito. Also, congrats on the marriage, Tyler.
Well, thank you.
Who's this show about? Us or you?
Taquitos.
Taquitos and Tyler.
Yes. Well, go get what Doug said. Go get yourself a taquito.
Yeah, go buy one. So next we have from Julian saying, this podcast is awesome. I don't have a Facebook or Twitter. That's why I never leave feedback. So hopefully you read YouTube comments. WNS represent. I'm alive and I listen to your show.
Oh, we definitely listened, or we look at the YouTube comments.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So thank you very much, Julian. We do appreciate it. Next one we have is from Carl saying, WTF, have you guys... or what the fuck have you guys got against the undead? Seriously, only living people can listen? Guys, seriously. Shitting on your undead community now? So, I guess I don't remember us talking about the undead, but
Well, I think he's referring to the fact that we're like asking people to
alive and okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, for all the zombies out there or vampires, if you're functionable.
What are we? Werewolves?
Do not have a pulse and whatever. Anything. If you are listening to this, we do appreciate it. So there you go. So the next bit of feedback we have is from Subs saying, no one sells a DDT like Neville, as Booker T would say. Gotta love it. So I have a suggestion that you guys have a segment on the show where someone imitates someone from the WWE and the two others have to guess who it is. You could imitate someone's voice while reading the feedback or questions. I loved the Rusev Lawler imitations.
Nope, not happening. Only Dano can do voices.
Yeah.
We can't do them.
That's what I'm talking about right there, dog.
It's not even wrestling, too. He could do other things, too.
And the Divas.
Meatwad.
Yeah.
There's more boy over there trying to say, how you gonna pay bills? You ain't got no damn job, so I got wife and kids to feed.
Yes.
Yes. That's right. It's Meatwad taking over the WNS podcast.
Here, take the meat bridge.
Take the meat bridge. It's right here. What were you saying, Doug? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No. I was letting you go. No, I'm saying that we can't do that segment because only Daniel can do the voices.
Yeah. We are thinking about other stuff that we could do, mostly revolving around vigorous jazz hands, mostly revolving around Mr. A-Bear. Something for comedy purposes.
I mean, we could do a segment where Daniel just does voices, but we couldn't do like a
Guess who he is?
yeah.
He's Daniel.
But no one else can participate with him. So
I would do a voice like, who is that? It's so and so. Oh, you didn't sound anything like him.
You're what the Spaniards would call El Terrible.
That was me.
Oh my.
You like that?
No.
That was me.
No, it was not. So anyways, next bit of feedback we have is from Christine saying, I'm alive and out here listening, podcast crew. I enjoy listening to your podcast weekly. I did miss it last week that you were off. I know some Raws are lackluster, but even then, I like to hear your take on them. So that's good to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to know that even if it was a slow week, we still have the listeners out there. Next one we have is from Victor. Saying, I think the reason for lack of responses was because we all understand the importance of things like Tyler's wedding, so we didn't.
Understandable.
So we didn't hold it against you guys. As much as we wouldn't want to lose you guys, the podcast is yours to do with whatever you wish. As for lack of a participation, I can't speak for everyone, but I don't want to make you read an entire review of a pay-per-view or Raw I post, and coming up with new questions and topics to ask you about after a few years hasn't been easy. Is there anything in particular that you'd like to hear from us? Maybe my post is a little irrelevant since I'll always be here, but new posters could totally be helpful on this. Eternal thanks for all you've done. Hashtag WNS represent. Hashtag I'm alive and I'm listening.
I just think that we just want to know that there was people
Yeah.
listening.
We're seeing numbers.
And for the, it's totally understandable, like, for you, you've been listening for years and stuff like that, and it's hard to come up with questions and stuff, and that's totally understandable. You don't have to, ask questions. We just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
I mean, here this is the real truth of what's going on. It's just like we felt like the show has been on a rut for a little while, and we're trying to figure out how to do this radio show thing at the same time as the podcast. And on top of that, it felt like we had not been engaging the listeners for a good little while. And I think that we just, like they said, that we see numbers, but the numbers stop looking like something that is okay to you when you don't hear from the people. And I think we just, like Tyler said, we just wanted to hear that some people were out there. I know last week that what I said sort of came off as really self-indulgent, really whiny, really like pandering. It probably came across as like saying, hey guys, please tell us that you like us. And that's not necessarily what it is. It's just that like we're friends in real life. Like we can talk about wrestling with each other, but we don't. Anytime that even starts to come up, we're like, just save it for the show. Just save it for the podcast so we can talk about it on the podcast. So I think that while we feel like we're in a rut, we feel like we haven't been engaging the listeners, and we just wanted a little bit of validation because we could just talk to each other, because last week it was just a rough week for us, and we just looked at each other like, yo, does anybody outside of the three people in this room care that we're doing this every week? And I think we just wanted to know that some people cared. It's like, it's not your job to come up with content for us. It's not your job to have a question for us every week. It's not your job to tell us we're doing a good job. We don't care. I mean, we love to hear like that you like the show. That's fucking awesome. But you don't have to come in here and kiss our ass every week. You don't have to provide us with content by coming up with a question every week. All we want is every now and then, not even every week, just check in with us every week. Be like, yo, real people, these numbers that show up on these things equate to real people who really do listen. And like, just tell us every once in a while, like, we're fucking here and we're listening, because that makes us feel like when we come here every week and we talk in these microphones, it's not for nothing. Like, it's not just us like circle jerking instead of like talking to each other in real life over this, So that's all it is. And in turnout, like there was like an amazing amount of like there was a lot more people that came out this week, and a lot of people that Daniel doesn't even have listed because all they said was what we asked them to say is that we're alive and we're listening, and that's fucking awesome. Even the people that we didn't read out, fucking thank you. We really appreciate it. I think we feel like good about it going forward. We're gonna try to figure out how to get out of this fucking rut, and we're gonna make it happen. We just wanted to know that people give a fuck other than us. That's it.
Basically, we got into a rut because we're trying to come up with. We want to do fresh material for not only the podcast, but also the radio show that we're hosting now. So we don't want to have to, we would like for the people who are listening to the podcast to also tune into that show. So in order to do that, we can't just copy and paste everything, every single show. So for us to come onto the podcast, our podcast is completely uncensored. If you're a child, this is probably not the show for you because we don't. You exactly
let your child listen to it. You're a bad parent.
So, so here we have free range to talk about whatever we want on the show. On the radio show, we are limited to.
We're censored.
Yeah, we're censored. We're limited to how long we can talk. So we have to come up with certain topics that we can fit into that time, and so. When we're taking stuff away from the full podcast, which usually averages about an hour and a half, give or take, we're taking stuff away from that in order to fill in for the radio show. And I feel like I think we're all in agreement that is sort of hurting both of the shows.
I don't think we've been happy with either show the past few weeks or since we've been doing the radio show. And we just haven't found the balance.
Right. So we're still trying to find our footing as far as how to balance them both out. I know some people are like, hey, if it's a 10-minute podcast, I'm fine with it. If it's a 3-hour podcast, I'm fine with it. And we totally appreciate that. But for us, we want to give you, the listeners, a solid show that you can listen to each and every week. You know, we don't have a time frame for how long our podcasts go. We hit record, we start talking, whatever comes up, we talk about it. Whenever we're done, we hit stop, and that's it. So we just want to make sure that we're providing fresh, good quality content for you to listen to and enjoy. And yeah, I mean, that's about as much as we can cover as far as that.
Yeah. I mean, we're kicking some ideas around to like freshen up the format to try and get out of this rut. I don't know that we've, found it for sure yet, but we're trying. And,
so bear with us during this time of, finding our footing.
I mean, I don't want it to come across like we were going to quit or anything. I think everybody in this room like really likes doing this. Mm-hmm. We just want to feel good. We just want to feel like we're having a quality show while we're having fun doing it.
Yeah.
And we all enjoy this, you know?
Absolutely. So, but yeah, to everyone else who commented that they were alive and listening, like I said, I know that there was a lot more that sent in their tweets.
We love you all.
Yeah, absolutely. I have one more, Terry, saying, hey guys, I'm alive and listening. Your show is required listening for me, and I don't comment more because I'm a lazy asshole.
Yeah, I mean, again, you don't have to comment. You don't have to give us questions. You don't have to review. If you tell us that stuff, it's fucking awesome. We'd love to hear it, but you don't have to do it. Which every once in a while, just let us know, like, hey, I give a fuck if you do the show or not.
Love that debate y'all had.
Yeah, man, fucking, yeah. Okay, we're like, fuck yeah, someone cares that we're talking to these mics. We'll keep fucking doing it.
Doug, I disagree with you on this, and here's why.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a lot of that, but I'm just saying.
That's why they don't comment. They're like, shit, I know.
Because I will fight it. I'm not going to let it go. If they tell me, we're going to have a fucking debate about it.
It's like, we're going to war. So come guns blazing for that one, because Doug will give you a run for your money. So really cool stuff. So, yeah. Extreme Rules taking place this past Sunday. We were fortunate enough to check it out all together. Really cool stuff. We had the kickoff matchup. Neville replacing Daniel Bryan, who was pulled from the event due to health reasons, which is pretty sad. Kind of bummed that he has not healed up the way he had expected to, and is now forced to take more time off. So this is kind of a downer, but he was replaced by Neville, going up against Bad News Barrett, and these guys put on a really exciting kickoff match.
I didn't get to see that match. I came in the beginning of the pay-per-view, not pre-show.
Yeah. But Doug, what did you think about this opening matchup? I know we were in the process of getting pizza and drinks and all that together, but from what you remember, what do you think about it?
No, I remember it like fairly clearly. I thought this match was excellent. I don't know. It might have been my favorite match on the card. I like the way that they played with Neville being able to kick out of all Barrett's like previous finishes. Like he did the Wasteland and the what's the fireman's carry forward? Like
That was the Wasteland.
Oh, okay. The Winds of Chains and the Wasteland. Both it's something that he's used as a finisher before they teased the bullhammer while he was up on the corner in the apron, top rope in the corner, which he dodged. He didn't actually get hit by it and kick out. He just dodged it. So they sort of played with that a little bit, and he was able actually to get the win. I missed King of the Ring, but you guys, I'm sure, are going to fill me in. I'm sure maybe they built on this story that they established here and paid that off in the King of the Ring.
Yeah,
I would imagine.
They actually did talk about it and showed highlights from, Extreme Rules. So, but the match itself was really solid from Extreme Rules. Neville ends up getting the victory, much to the delight of the Chicago crowd, who was definitely hot for this matchup. Really good stuff. Opening matchup for the pay-per-view itself, we got to see Ambrose going up against Luke Harper in a Chicago street fight. This one ended up brawling out into the backstage area, into a car, and they drove off, which I felt was a little cheesy, but, kind of fun. I would have liked to have seen if they sent out a camera crew after them to, at least show them fighting somewhere, anywhere really. But, that did not happen, but they did return later on in the evening. So, the next matchup we got to see, Dolph Ziggler.
Should have the ref get in the car and follow him.
Yes.
His own little car.
That would have been great. It was just like his feet dangling out the window. But yeah, the next matchup we got to see, Dolph Ziggler going up against Sheamus in the Kiss Me Arse match. What did you think about this one?
I get why they did what they did, but I feel like it's a disservice to Sheamus to have him be beat cleanly. Even in even when he immediately gets his heat back, blowing Ziggler after the match, I think it's a real disservice to him. He needs to be better protected. They have this real problem with protecting guys.
Yeah.
There's no real reason. I mean, honestly, Ziggler needs to be better protected. They have a real problem with booking guys who need to be protected against each other. And I just thought it was the wrong finish, man. I understand that you wanted to. I don't think it hurt him ultimately because I feel like he got enough of his heat back by low blowing Ziggler. It didn't necessarily ultimately matter, but just to me, it just bothers me that they can't protect guys better than this. There's really no reason they had to book it this way. It just bugs me. The match was fine, but the finish was.
I think it was the stipulation that ruined this matchup.
There's no real need to do the stipulation in the first place.
Right.
And I mean, honestly, why is he already losing? He just came back. He just had a big re-debut after some significant time off. Why can't he run through a couple of these other guys before you have him losing to someone like Ziggler? Yep. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. How about you, Tyler? What do you think?
It makes sense in the WWE world that we live in now.
Oh, absolutely.
Nothing surprises me. I mean, it's not the way I like it, but we were talking about the stipulation. I know when I was younger, and when you see some sort of match or something happens, and it's kiss Mr. McMahon's butt, and I thought that was hilarious. And I don't know, since I'm older, and I'm like, doesn't have the same. There's no reason, and how they said it matches how Sheamus says it, but there was no really real reason for them to have it.
Yeah, the stipulation itself was kind of wasted, I guess.
Yeah.
I would have been fine if they had just had an Extreme Rules match instead, or something to that degree, or a submission match, or I know they had the Last Man Standing match, and I know they had the chain match.
The end of this, and there's some other matches where he's lost, doesn't quite fit his character, what he's doing. I like to fight. I'm going to beat you and all this stuff and all the seriousness. And he should, like Doug said, he should be running through guys, and he's not. So
it's like they brought him back and put him immediately in a feud where he loses.
But at the same time, they do that to everyone.
Yeah. I mean, look at Bray Wyatt. They build him up for weeks and weeks and weeks. I'm the new face of fear. Lose to The Undertaker. I'm going to build up for weeks and weeks and weeks, but...
So it doesn't surprise me. It sucks. But...
They have no idea how to book strong heels outside of Brock Lesnar. And, and basically he's a babyface now. And they have no idea how to protect guys. There's no reason... Okay, I will give you Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler is not a well-protected guy. Who cares? Fine. Ziggler can lose. That's fine. But there's absolutely no reason. There's no logical reason why Sheamus should have lost this match.
Yeah. But Sheamus did end up losing, but he did not go with his word and decided to attack Ziggler and force Ziggler to kiss his arse. So
there's some well-shined booties.
Yeah. It was an Irish full moon that night. So next match we got to see tag team championships on the line. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd going up against the New Day.
It's really more like half of a moon.
Yeah.
Well, it's gonna be a
quarter.
It's a full moon because you had one half of Sheamus and another half of Ziggler. So that makes
it's like a hybrid moon.
It's a hybrid moon.
Is that blue moon, red? I don't know. But yeah, so we got to see New Day going up against Cesaro and Kidd. Crowd was absolutely hot for this one. I think this might have been my match of the night. I know you said Neville and Barrett, but I'll say this was my favorite match of the night.
Yeah, this match was a lot of fun. Take nothing away from these guys. This was fun, but I just like the story they told with Neville better. Yeah. How he was able to overcome all Barrett's finishes and avoid his current win. I just like the story better, but this was tons of fun. I have no problem with New Day winning the belts. What I am fearful of is that now that they took the titles off of Cesaro and Kidd, I'm really scared for those guys because they are a makeshift team that came of not doing anything with these guys, and they're already taking the belts off of them. So now, what incentive do they have to do something with these guys now? I'm really scared for these guys. I don't have a problem with New Day winning.
Not the right time.
Well, I don't even have a problem with them winning right now. I'm just scared for Cesaro and Kidd. Like, what are they going to do with those guys?
Turn them face now, I guess? I don't know. Because
they were almost effectively face in the match.
Right. Maybe they were doing the flashy moves that they don't normally do. And
we talked about that during the pay-per-view, and then, Daniel mentioned... Oh, this is the time for Lucha Dragons to step up. In which that, to me, in my head, is the most likely thing, because you'll have another rematch with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. They'll lose, I would think, and then a new contender will step up. And like what Doug said, what are they going to do with him? So I wanted Cesaro and Tyson Kidd to win, to retain, because I want them to have it longer than they just a longer run. But I thought also at the same time, it was good for them, New Day, to, get it. That will help the transition more into, I guess, heelish or more heel.
Yeah.
Heel things, because they're not fully flipped.
I think they have after
they've officially
they cheated. They cheated to become contenders on Raw. They cheated to win the titles. I think they're effectively heel now.
They're by their actions, not by their, I guess.
About what they say, their actions are speaking for them as far as whether they're face
pretty
or
much
heel.
In this match, New Day were the heels, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd were the faces.
Yeah.
The good thing about New Day as champs is they have a lot of options for who they can feud them with. I think they actually have more options than Cesaro and Kidd. You could do Lucha Dragons, you could do primetime players. Usos are out, but you could do an Usos thing when they come back.
Yeah. And
you can do the rematch with the former champs. That's 4 options. That's probably more than Cesaro and Kidd have.
Did they say they're going by was the Freebird
rule?
Are they?
They mentioned it, but I don't know. I don't think they're going to do it. But on Raw this week,
they pass the belts around a lot. Like different guys will hold them.
On Raw this past week, Big E and Xavier had the titles, and Kofi was walking around. But Yeah, I mean, the matchup itself, the crowd decided who was face and heel, solidly behind Cesaro and Kid, chanting New Day sucks and all that. But, yeah, I thought it was a fun match. I think it's definitely worth checking out. New Day and Cesaro and Kid put on one heck of a show.
I like that kick that Tyson Kidd does when he's on, like, outside of the ropes.
The apron.
And someone comes and, like, looks like he kicks him in the face.
Mm-hmm. Natalia was looking good, so
yeah,
it was a good matchup. Definitely go and check that out. New Day,
fresh.
New Day, your new tag team champions. The next matchup we got to receive the return of Ambrose and Harper as they plowed into the backstage arena.
Whoa.
Still
yes,
driving the vehicle.
But you forgot that they interviewed the New Day.
Yes, they talked to the New Day and were interrupted then.
Yeah.
But surprisingly, no dents, no dings, no scratches on that car.
Well, they did hit a trash can or whatever when they
They
pulled
did, but there was no damage prior to that. So at least we know that while they were fighting in the car, they were at least driving safe.
They probably went to the parking lot and talked for a while.
Yeah.
And came back.
Yeah. How about that pay-per-view, huh? Going pretty
that
good.
argument we had a while ago made me mad, so let's fight again.
Yeah. So maybe they went, to Wrigley Field and was like, that's the thing of beauty right there. And hey, what are you doing here? Hey,
what's going on?
What's going on? So Ambrose and Harper fighting back out to the ring, throwing chairs in, chairs everywhere, chairs galore, having a brawl. The fans seemed to be into it. I was okay with it, but I'm glad that Ambrose got the win. I feel like he needed it, and a lot of people have been saying that this was his first singles victory on a pay-per-view. So that's kind of a shocker that it's been around almost a full year before he finally gets that first singles pay-per-view win.
He always loses.
Yeah, and now he got the win.
Another match between two guys who need to be better protected.
Yeah.
They don't need to be fighting each other, yeah.
Two guys who both need the win, and unfortunately only one can, so. But what can you do? Any thoughts on the second half of this matchup?
Well, I mean, no, I think the car ride hurt the match.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's hard. I think it's a lot to ask people to suspend that amount of disbelief in 2015. I think that's it's not so much that they left the area, it's that they left and came back. Like, how did they fight back into the car and drive back? It's like,
and who was driving?
Yeah, well, Harper was driving when they left. Ambrose was driving when they came back.
Yeah,
it's weird.
I think if they would have come back and the vehicle was like totaled or something,
maybe
it's like, they were fighting in the car while someone was driving. That is so reckless. And then they come in and it's like pouring smoke out of the hood, and it's got dents all in it and a broken window, and they're just like crawling out. Because that was one of the things that bugged me about it as far as continuity. Neither one of them seemed to be that fatigued. So
it's a long fight.
Yeah, all in all, the whole thing lasted an hour. So you would figure they'd be a little winded, but no, they were not, and had their fight, and Ambrose got the win. But still, a little bit of continuity goes a long way. But anyway, so Ambrose does end up getting the victory. Next matchup, we got to see John Cena going up against Rusev in a Russian chain match. And I've never really been fond of these kind of matches where you have to touch the four corners in succession. But they made it work. They told the story. They were both trying to get it done. And
it was a long chain, though.
It was
enough to do stuff like if one jumped over the ropes and landed on the ground like they did, it still was enough for them to not like hang someone with, or the chain wasn't wrapped around their arm. It was on a band or whatever that was wrapped around your wrist. So I guess
I wish they would have tried to like hang someone with it, or like I think it's hard.
Show a little more danger.
Yeah, I feel like a match like this would benefit from a little bit more like feeling a little bit more violent instead of just two guys attached to each other. Like, it feels like if you're gonna do something like this, it should be a little. It should be a little violent. It's like these matches are helped by those kind of things, and I didn't love this. And I'm putting it like you. I'm going to put it on the stipulation because these guys. I like the Mania match fine, but the match previous to that, what was the pay-per-view after the Rumble this year?
Fastlane.
They had an excellent match together at Fastlane, and they had a pretty good match together at WrestleMania. So I'm chalking this up to the stipulation. But poor Rusev, man. Rusev's dead. Rusev's dead. I mean, it's over, guys.
And they're gonna have a third one now, another one.
See, that's what makes me so confident that Rusev is killed, because I would give them a pass on this because it's a way to beat him again without having him pinned or submitted. I'd be fine with that, but they're going straight into. First of all, there's no reason. He's been beaten twice, so there's no reason to have a third match. He lost, and he lost his rematch. So, fine. I'm fine with that. Move him on.
Yeah, please.
But now they're going to put him right back into a match that he can't win because it's going to be I Quit. And he's
if
not.
we know anything about the history of the WWE and John Cena over the past 12 years, it's that he does not quit.
This is probably his death knell. I mean, poor guy. And then they already
say farewell to your giant push.
And even Lana's probably dead too, because they are already teasing they're going to break them up. And what are they going to do with Lana if she's not with Rusev?
I don't know. I know she's going to be taking time off to film a movie, and then I guess they're
Is she a wrestler?
No.
I think she's Rusev's legitimate girlfriend.
Yes, live in.
Yeah.
What? Like in NXT, what did she do? Did she do the same thing with Rusev?
Valeted for Rusev.
Yeah, I think she's just like a model actress chick type thing, and who just actually happened to be perfect for the role. I mean, I don't think anyone disputes that she's really great in the role. The problem is that if she breaks away from Rusev, then it's what can she do?
Yeah. Nothing.
Who would
the next
they put her
Russian
with?
guy?
We found our next Raw general manager.
I mean, what is she gonna do? Just
manage other people?
Manage other people?
She's
That'd
gonna
be
manage
weird.
Jack Swagger.
That'd be odd. What are they gonna have her like?
It's the odd couple.
Are they gonna Kofi her and have her drop the accent and then it's I don't know. It's weird. Both. It's sad for both of them because they're a great act, and they could have continued to be a great act if they were. If the WWE had any interest in protecting anyone and had any interest in making people stars that aren't outside of the couple of stars that they already have, this is why people don't buy into new stars.
Yeah, because they start to promote someone and then they just cut the legs out from underneath.
Wins and losses aren't everything, but it comes to a point where you eventually have to win a big match against an established star.
Yep.
And that's fine if it didn't happen here. I'm not saying this is the match that had to happen, but going into your third match, that was the killer. If they weren't going to have him win this, they should have just had him move on. It's overkill.
Now, with that being said, could they salvage this for Rusev and I would hate for them to, redo something so quickly, but the Fastlane finish where Rusev
Lana costs him.
Where Rusev applies the accolade, Cena passes out, and by default loses the match.
They won't do that. What they'll do is either they will play off of the dissension between Lana and Rusev, where Lana will cost him by throwing in for him when he wasn't ready to quit, and that will maybe give them a reason for them to blow up and him send her home or whatever, and then she'll have her time off, or they'll do something weird where let's see. I don't know. They won't do that finish. I'd put money down and say I guarantee that. I would guarantee they won't do that finish. But I think they'll either do Lana costs him when he's not ready, or it's some swerve where she helps Cena because of the the whatever.
Or because I've got my fantasy booking mojo going through the roof as far as things that'll never happen, where Rusev will make John Cena submit, solidifying his career, that being Rusev's career, and then we have sort of a downward spiral for John Cena.
Well, see, this doesn't have to be about one or the other. Both of these guys can be fine. Yeah. John Cena doesn't have to plummet to make Rusev, but he has to give him something.
This would make John Cena a fresher character, and the fact that he's actually gone against his word. He's let the the Americans down. He's let his fans down. How can he recover from this? And it's also, we've talked for years about how the Undertaker's undefeated streak should never be broken, will never be broken, could never be broken. And what do you know? WrestleMania 30, that's exactly what they did. Why not have this time to establish a new monster heel than to have him submit John Cena?
I mean,
I know it. Like I said, it's fantasy booking. It would probably never happen.
Sure. I mean, I don't see it happening. That doesn't mean it's impossible because we've clearly learned that there is no impossible.
Mm-hmm.
But if they had any guts at all, we wouldn't even be at this place already. He would have beat Cena at WrestleMania if they had any guts at all.
Yeah.
Which means they're not going to have guts when it comes to this.
Mm-hmm. They're going to do it on some throwaway pay-per-view.
Because for Cena to make Rusev didn't have to make Cena quit and go against what he stands for. He just had to beat him legit on a big stage.
Yeah.
So if they had any guts, they would have already done that at Mania.
And now they're going to have a match where Cena's never going to lose.
I'm telling you, Rusev's he's done.
As soon as they announced it, after the matchup, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
That's the sad thing because I underestimated Rusev's worth and talent going into this. I thought he was someone they were just booking really well for one big payoff, and then I saw him improve greatly to where he's actually one of the best things on the show every week. He's actually more, and now they're just going to squander it. It's like he grew into the role and then some, and now they're not going to let him flourish.
Because when he first debuted on the main roster, we had that debate of can he hold?
And we all said no. We said he's
this is just a monster squasher, and then once he loses, that's it.
We all said he's being built up for one big match against the Cena or something like that, and that's it. And then we all watched him grow past that.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh no, this guy could be a star if you're interested in making him a star. But
they're not, because
see Bray Wyatt. I mean, are they interested in making these guys stars?
They had a chance to do it against Cena last year, and they didn't do it. They had a chance to do it for Rusev this year, and they didn't do it.
It's not all about Cena. It's just but it is about it's not all about Cena, and it's not all about wins and losses, but it is all about these guys eventually have to be the star.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the bottom line is to be a star, you have to be the star.
Yeah. I don't know. It's craziness. Tyler, what are your thoughts?
It's just so weird, like what y'all were talking about, like the third match. What's gonna happen?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to go with Rusev beats Cena.
Yeah.
Not just because everyone thinks Cena needs to be beaten and all that stuff. It'll be interesting for him to break that streak. Oh, he made him tap.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool because that's a kind of a forbidden thing.
Yeah.
But really truly think though if he is kaput or squashed, if Cena, I mean he's already, I guess y'all think now, but like for the third match he beats him again, then
yeah, history has shown Cena doesn't lose these matches.
Yeah. Well,
it's sad. Truth hurts.
Yeah.
So next matchup, Nikki versus Naomi. What you guys thinking about this matchup?
We'll talk about the highlights of this match.
The highlights were the shoes. Absolutely. So, was there anything really to this match that you guys enjoyed?
Well, they turned the Bellas baby faces only for Brie to cheat. And this is another example of them not being able to protect the heel, not being able to protect someone. They just turned.
This show is very heel heavy, I've noticed.
This
week's show.
This show was not even. They can't protect anybody. I don't know. Like, why turn her? Why make a big deal just to have her beaten? I don't know.
Again,
yeah.
You have the heel coming back, or you have the heel turn,
right?
And then put them in a situation and they lose. So
they can't protect anybody on the show.
They don't know what they're doing. Sad. So, but as far as the matchup, anything really to take away? Nah.
Not really.
Well, Nikki does end up getting the victory, like Doug said, with some Brie mode help. Those shoes were pretty cool.
What do you guys make of? A lot of people seem to think that she was biting a lot of Sasha Banks's style, and I guess people were worried about, I guess, Sasha's gimmick coming up.
A little bit, I can see that.
Glasses, supposedly, which are different colors, but they're the same, like, sort
well,
of.
they're like the LED shaders, but...
Do you think Sasha Banks has anything to be worried about?
Nah.
No.
I mean, she can't wrestle as well as Sasha. She's not as good as Sasha, so, you know. Oh, I guess she took her glasses.
She's trying to be flashy as opposed to substance in the ring. So, but Nikki ends up getting the victory. Next up, we got to see the last man standing match between Roman Reigns and Big Show, and this match is getting a lot of praise from people. They're saying that, you know, the ending of the match was really well done. To be honest, I was kind of bored by it. This is another match where I don't like the stipulation just because it burns up so much time of the ref having to count over and over and over and over again. It bugs me. So what did you guys think? I
will agree with the majority of the population, I guess, saying that it was a good match. I did not like the finish, though. I don't like the whole, like, standing on the table that was on top of them. I don't know. To me, that just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and this is I saw someone make a comment that this is the second time that Big Show has lost a last man standing match by someone flipping the table onto him. Do you remember who it was the last time? It was for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Like, I remember something, but I don't remember who.
Who was the opponent?
Orton.
Nope, not Orton. Tyler?
I don't remember.
Clue.
It was Alberto Del Rio. Good try, though.
Was it?
Yes, it was.
Talk about Alberto El Patron.
El Patron, yes. See. So yeah, but you thought the match was okay, with the exception of the end?
I was fine with the match. I didn't like the finish.
Okay. How about you, Tyler? What did you think? They did that classic spear through the barricade thing.
But, tell me I'm not crazy. Like, why wouldn't, like, Big Show just stand on Roman Reigns and not get off him? So because essentially that's what you're doing if you're standing on the table or whatever. Right?
I'm not. I'm still not too much into Roman.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to build him up and all that stuff, but it was, I don't know, the match to me was meh, and I didn't like the ending either. Yeah,
one of the spots I did like was the choke slam through the two tables. That was a good spot for him to show how tough he was.
I remember he kept on setting table after table after table.
And Big Show was like, no.
That's a lot of tables.
Yeah, Big Show wanted none of that. He didn't want tables. So used it against Roman Reigns instead. But Roman does end up getting the victory. So congrats. That takes us into the final matchup, the steel cage match with the RKO band. Seth Rollins versus Randy Orton with Kane as the gatekeeper. And I don't know. This was another match that I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in. They had some good spots with the superplex, but all in all, I pretty much knew where they were going to go. It was very predictable, and I didn't really have too much care for this matchup. How about you, Doug?
I can't do it, man. I can't do it, man.
Can't do what?
I cannot have Kane involved so heavily in a main event feud 2015.
Yeah?
I can't do it, man. Does not compute. I cannot.
What if this is like his final hurrah, like his farewell tour or something?
Look, man, what he did in this match, he already did on Raw a couple of weeks ago. So why would they even do it again now?
Keeps on doing the same thing over and over and over.
I just can't. I can't deal with it. I cannot have Kane all up in my main event scene. Can't do it.
Yeah. Well,
I am gonna show solidarity with that one person who tweeted on the pre-show that says, "Are you relevant?" That made him mad and where he had to get up and walk away.
Here's the thing too. This WWE has to approve that stuff to be put on.
I'm sure
there.
that was a
I'm sure it played into his heel thing so he could get up and storm off whatever. The thing about it is he's doing the best work he's done in a while. I just can't. I can't deal with it.
Yeah, too little, too late.
Yeah, man. I can't. I mean, if him and Big Show hadn't been shoved down our throats for so long, like this past year, maybe they could get away with this, but they can't. He's overexposed.
Yeah, and he just had his 48th birthday.
It's not even about. I mean, okay, look, I actually don't like Kane, so it is about like not liking Kane, but it's just.
Age is just a number. Don't worry about it.
Just can't do it. Can't do it, man. Can't do it.
So, anything to take away from the matchup itself without Kane involved?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
My brain is fried from the Kane.
How about you, Tyler?
The match was all right. I guess I remember certain things, but there's nothing that really stood out. You have the typical Kane does get involved because he gets mad about something or he gets hit or something. You know, J&J's always getting involved. I don't know. It's nothing new. Same stuff.
Very predictable.
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't bad. I guess like horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like meh. So.
Yeah, and the ending came when Seth Rollins delivered the RKO or SKO, however you want to say it, to Randy Orton, crawling out of the cage and being victorious.
But he RKO'd Kane.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Orton did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Orton did.
Yeah, but not Seth. But yeah, I mean, overall the pay-per-view was okay. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't fantastic, but you know, it's something to continue the storylines, I guess. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up. We've talked about Extreme Rules. Let's dive on into Raw. We kick things off. Seth Rollins, Kane, and Randy Orton opening promo as usual. We tend to have these kind of things, and all it really did was set up for the main event match later on in the night, and saying, well, the fans are going to get to pick who faces Seth Rollins at the next pay-per-view. Yay! But nothing really to take away from there. The first matchup we got to see was the qualifying, well, not the qualifying, it was the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Now, this is something they brought in, and it was brought up on Sunday, and then Monday they started it, which I love the King of the Ring tournament. I would have much more preferred if they had, you know, heck, take out Payback and have the weeks leading into it be qualifying matches to be in the tournament for King of the Ring. Like, I know they want to have importance for the WWE Championship or the Tag Team Championships or anything like that, but, you know, why not just do this pay-per-view, make it a pay-per-view, and lead up into the night?
Well, they have plenty of pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they did this for the network. This is the kind of shit.
Yeah.
This is the kind of shit I want to see on the network. I mean, you're in the quality, like not the quality. You're in the content business now, where you're like, we have a network, we need fucking content. This is the kind of content I want. Give me a King of the Ring special on the network. Fuck yeah, that's good content. I don't give so much of a fuck about like Jerry Springer talking some bullshit about whatever. I don't care. I mean, I'll probably watch it if I can, you know, but I don't care. Like. But I actively would like to see them do a King of the Ring tournament. I think that's a good step it's
a good selling point. It's
a good step as towards like this is the kind of stuff we're going to put on the network.
Yeah, similar to the NXT Takeover special events. You know, they feel big. So if they were to do something like this, similar to the King of the Ring, I feel like it would help sell the network even more than just saying, "Oh, we're giving away this month for free. Oh, it's only $9.99 a month. Oh, it's, you know, show the content that you can."
I think it would have felt even a little bit more, and I fucking missed it just because I worked super late today, but I would even think it would have felt even more special if they would have done an entire, like, didn't even put the first round on Raw, if they did like everything on the network.
Have Raw be the qualifying matches,
sure,
and then say, hey folks, if you want to see how this turns out, tune in on Tuesday night on the network,
or maybe they could have done 2 nights or something, like, you know, whatever. I mean, you guys are going to get into that later, so you'll be able to tell like exactly how well it came off, or how not so well it came off.
Well, I mean, we could go ahead and actually talk about it because, you know, it is one of those topical things that, you know, it was basically just an extra hour, or it felt like an extra hour of Raw, except it was strictly dedicated to King of the Ring.
Right.
So it had a good vibe. You could tell.
What kind of a like opening promo type thing did it?
Pretty much the same one they did for Monday Night Raw, where they were showing the importance of it and all the past kings and stuff like that. But they gave them pyro, and instead of it being Raw and SmackDown, it was King of the Ring. So it felt bigger. Cool. I would like for them to do more stuff like this. I think it was a nice take.
You like that better than a pay-per-view?
Yeah, actually. Now that that Doug mentioned it, I mean, they're both on the WWE network, but this would give more special meaning for people to tune into the network as opposed to only on, on Sunday whenever they do a pay-per-view.
Yeah, I mean, if you want people to come to the network, this is the type of content I think that is more beneficial in driving people to the network than, say, like some schlocky show. And I know that I am fully understand that not everything that's going to be put on the network is going to be like pure pro wrestling.
Right. Like, they have to have filler.
But the ratio is fucking a little bit off. Like, you could do a little bit more on the pro wrestling side.
Mm-hmm. Like, heck, build up a feud that's going to lead into either an Iron Man match or a 2 or 3 falls match or something like that, and be like, okay, well, we're out of time on Raw, catch it on Tuesday. We're gonna settle this. We're not waiting till SmackDown. So I feel like that could be something. Like, if they wanted to do a 60-minute Iron Man match, that would be a perfect place for it. So, but I don't know. But yeah, so the first matchup, we got to see Bad News Barrett going up against Dolph Ziggler, and Sheamus ends up interfering. Well, not interfering, but causing a distraction, which I didn't like that. But they did it how they did. With Bad News Barrett ended up getting the victory and advancing into the next matchup. It was a good start between the two. They showed a lot of fire. The crowd was hot for it. Don't really remember too much other than the finish about the match, but like I said, Bad News Barrett ends up getting the victory, which takes us into the next matchup. Big E going up against Tyson Kidd, and I don't know. What did you think about this matchup?
If memory serves, it did not go like
it was pretty short.
Yeah, it didn't go long enough to kick it into second gear. Really,
yeah.
It's really just more of the fallout from the title switch.
Yeah, and then they had the whole reveal that New Day is going to be facing Tyson and Cesaro at SmackDown for the tag titles, the rematch, I guess. Mm-hmm. Next up, another very short matchup. Ryback going up against Bo Dallas after on Sunday. Bo Dallas came out as sort of a filler thing, and Ryback attacked him, and so now Bo Dallas is seeking revenge. Does not get it. Ryback gets the victory, but then Bray Wyatt attacks Ryback. So the speculation that we had is confirmed. Bray Wyatt's going after Ryback.
The conviction that Bo Dallas had when he said, all you had to do was believe, was fucking off the charts. I was like, whoa. This guy really bought. It's like he bought into the gimmick so hard for this, and then I was like, it made me buy into the gimmick so hard. He was like, just the conviction of all you had to do is believe,
and that's all you have to do.
No, but it wasn't like that. It was like he's like all you had to fucking do was like whatever. Mm-hmm. It was like that. It was just like, oh man. Also, they were taking a couple of pot shots at him, like putting a little weight on. Did you hear like them talking about his weight?
Honestly, I pretty much completely tuned out the commentary throughout this.
They were talking a little bit of shit about him gaining a little bit of weight. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, obviously, it's not a problem. He's a little bigger than he was, but like they were giving him some shit about it on commentary.
Messed up stuff.
Goatee looks dumb.
Yeah,
probably should shave it.
It doesn't fit very well with him. But yeah. So, what are your thoughts on Bray Wyatt attacking and starting this feud?
I really don't care about this feud.
Yeah. I mean, just like we talked about in the pay-per-view, I mean, Wyatt's neutered just like they neutered Rusev. I mean, these are dudes who could have been worthwhile heels for the company, but just aren't going to be because they can't fucking protect them.
Yep.
So who cares? What is Ryback going to do for him at this point?
Nothing.
You know why? Because Ryback hasn't been fucking protected enough to do anything.
Yep. So,
look, I feel like I know that I'm saying like all these guys aren't protected enough to do anything, and in reality, not everyone can be protected, but they fucked every one of these guys over. Anytime they should have been protected, they weren't, and all these dudes have just fucking traded wins and losses with each other, and none of them mean shit because they've all beat and lost to each other.
Even Ryback's heel run was squandered. So it's just it's sad to see because they have so much talent on the roster, and yet they just never want to pull that trigger. They're always afraid that it's not going to work out instead of taking a chance. So, anyways, we got to see John Cena coming out, speaking of, and issuing out his U.S. Open challenge, basically telling Rusev, if you think I'm going to quit, there's no chance in hell, blah, 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 blah. Heath Slater answers the challenge, still using the three-man band theme, but Rusev attacked him before he could even get into the ring, and, cutting a promo on him, sending Lana to the back, much like he did at Extreme Rules. So, dangerous times for Rusev.
Breaking these two up would be even worse news than it would be like even worse than the both are already in, man.
Mm-hmm. So, the next matchup, we got to see another round one matchup for the King of the Ring. R-Truth going up against Stardust. Another fairly short matchup. R-Truth ends up getting the victory and gets one step closer to getting rid of all spiders for us. So, any thoughts on the matchup?
No.
Nah.
I don't fucking like spiders either.
I don't know. Like, I like R-Truth more than Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. Did you see that sign in the stands that was like, last seen, whenever, before the Stardust gimmick started? With, it had Cody Rhodes' picture on it. But, anyways, the next matchup we got to see, another very short matchup, Adam Rose defeating Fandango. So, they turn him face, and now he's lost like his last 2 or 3 matches, both against Adam Rose. Apparently, Rosa Mendez is going after Adam Rose, who no one cares about, and kisses Rose after saying, "You went to them, but you could have had me, so I'm gonna kiss this guy now."
So what are we gonna do? He's like, "We're gonna take all your women."
I thought you were telling that to us. I thought you were saying to us, like, well, so what are we gonna do?
So what are we gonna do? Then after that, we're gonna give you the sloppy seconds. Tell him, Steiner.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Then we're gonna take your women again.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. So
sorry, I don't know why I thought of that.
Then they're gonna have what? Then they're gonna have AIDS.
We're gonna give them
or crabs. What did they say?
I don't know. STDs.
STDs. Yeah, you can't give them if you don't have them already. So, but anyways, I mean, what are your thoughts on this whole thing going on? Because like it's a bit ridiculous to me. And I feel like the fans don't care about Rose. They don't care about Fandango. They don't care about Rosa. So
they care more about Fandango now.
Well, it feels like they're trying to make you care about Fandango, which is more. At least they're trying. I don't know. I think I'm trying to come up. That's like the positive that I have to say.
It's like they just did this angle like last year with Layla and Summer Rae.
Well, that's sort of his thing, his dance partner thing. He gave up his dance partner for the people. She's pissed about it.
Like, who's next? Tamina? It's just ridiculous. I don't get it.
Well, Adam Rose is getting sloppy seconds.
Sloppy seconds, that's right, yeah. Anyways, after that, we got to see Naomi going up against Brie Bella. Fairly short matchup, I think.
Them shoes change colors.
Shoes changing colors. And
they changed colors in unison this time, though. Yeah. Like at the pay-per-view, it was like one was going off of.
One was green, the other one is blue, then yellow, then red, then green.
Yeah.
So, any thoughts on this matchup?
Nah, man. I mean, like,
was it before? Oh, sorry, Doug.
No, go ahead.
Before this match, whenever Brie was talking and Naomi
attacked.
Yeah, was this before this match?
Yeah, it was before, and they were trying to get an update on Daniel Bryan, and I don't know. This whole switching back and forth for the Bella Twins is just ridiculous, and I don't like it. It's all gonna lead on to the next season of Total Divas, right?
I don't know. I don't think it's back until like June, right?
Thank God. So, Naomi ends up getting the victory, taking us into the next matchup for the King of the Ring. Sheamus going up against Dean Ambrose. I thought this was an okay matchup, but
Sheamus... fun while it lasted.
Huh?
It was fun while it lasted, but they didn't give a lot to these opening round matches.
Yeah, Sheamus ends up getting the victory after Ziggler attacked, causing a disqualification.
Was it this match? They're like, I know JBL says some stupid shit, and I know that this has to be fed into his ear. He was like, oh, that reminds me of King Charlemagne. He's like, Charlemagne. He said that randomly. I'm like, did he just say Charlemagne?
I don't know.
You have no clue who that dude is.
I honestly have no idea.
Just like when you say Mark Henry looks like Rick Ross.
Charlemagne is like a fucking historical figure there, right?
No, I thought he was talking about that. Is he a rapper or is that guy who just talks?
Nah, he's I don't know.
Maybe if there's another guy who's a historical figure. I thought he was talking about that other guy.
What did he say? Put it back into context for me. Who was he talking about?
I don't know if it was who he was talking about. It was one of these matches for King of the Ring, and he was like, "Oh, it reminds me of King Charlemagne." And he said, I forgot how he said, but then I was like, Charlemagne. I was like, how did you know about? I thought that was a rapper, or it's a guy who's always on VH1 who's talking a lot.
I don't know. Honestly, I've tuned out JBL so much just because I've gotten to the point where I can't stand hearing him talk. So, like, Kelsey will be sitting next to me and she'll go, "Did you just hear what he said?" And I'm like, "No, what?"
He said something later in the night. I was like, "Did he just say that again?" He like said something. I rolled my eyes. I'm like, "Just stop."
Yeah, he's still talking. So,
he is a historical figure. Charlemagne, Charles the Great.
I'm probably thinking about it. Isn't it opposite Charlemagne the King?
He was king of the Franks who united most of Western Europe during the Middle Ages and laid the foundations for modern France and Germany. Can you tell I'm reading from Wikipedia right now?
No. I clearly see you not holding your phone.
The only Charlemagne I fucking know is from the Hold Steady albums.
Weird. So, but yeah, Sheamus ends up getting the victory via
Charlemagne in
disqualification, advancing to the next round. After that, we got to hear from
Hostile Massachusetts. What? Go ahead. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Next, we got to hear from Damien Sandow, no longer Ms. Dow, explaining his journey in WWE so far, basically saying that, he became Ms. Dow and eventually got the admiration of the fans and how that has helped his career exponentially.
Isn't he a talk show guy, though?
That's what I didn't know if he was a talk show or a rapper guy. I know he's on a lot of talk shows, this guy.
Weird.
I saw him on like an MTV thing where he was like trying to teach dudes how to pick up chicks or something. It was like one of those like, this guy has no confidence. He's never gonna get laid. Can you help this guy? And he was like, "Yo, let me get you new clothes. Now you can talk to these chicks with some confidence." And then this is how you do it. Like one of those type shows.
Charlemagne the God. That's what they call him.
I don't know. I think I saw that guy try to teach some nerd how to get laid. That's all I knew.
Wow. So, I don't know.
On in like one of those shows. Go ahead. Get the fuck past this. We don't know what we're talking about.
All right. What did you think about the Damien Sandow promo?
Felt like he was struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could tell, like, he was trying to get across some genuine emotion to... There were parts of it that he was, like, trying to genuinely say thanks while also, like, moving on his character, you know? You could tell that he was trying to hit some, like, tug on some heartstrings or something. Be like, yeah, thanks, you guys. I know that you're, like, what I'm doing is because of you guys. I was sort of toiling away. Yeah. But it just felt like he was struggling a little bit to get it across.
He got. I mean, I was digging his mic work. I thought it was solid, but solid enough. Solid for him. Whenever Curtis Axel came out, I chuckled at the line where he was like, "I can't stand when people come out and try and be someone that they're not."
Right.
That was I chuckled at that.
Same.
But after that, once Sandow started doing the mocking thing again,
I was like, oh god.
I'm like, this is elementary school.
He's so one note with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Like, I felt that completely destroyed it. That was not good.
That went on for a long time.
It went on too long, and I don't think it should have been done. I think he should have dropped that gimmick and just flat out laid him out.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Laid Axel out. So
I'm with you. Like I would not have gone right back to that stuff.
Yeah, like if you're trying to tell the audience, thank you for what you've done. Here's where I'm planning on going now, or here's what's next for Sandow. I'm dropping that mimicking gimmick.
Right.
But unfortunately, we're not the bookers, so or the writers. The
didn't
professional
so well
writers who get paid way too much money to do this.
What do you think about Booger?
No. Come on, Michael
Cole.
Maggle, Maggle. So, yeah. Anyways, the next matchup we got to see, which I thought should have been the main event, but what do I know? Again,
you don't know shit.
Not the best at booking things. Neville going up against Luke Harper, and boy, these guys took it to another level. I thought it was an outstanding matchup for the time that they were given. I would have loved to have seen them get even more time. Like I said, I would have preferred it if it was the main event of the match, because after this, the crowd was dead until the very end of the main event. But what did you guys think about Neville versus Luke Harper?
I thought it was excellent. Their styles complement each other really well. Harper is a good base. I don't know if he's as good of a base as Cesaro is. Probably not. I don't know of too many guys that are as good of a base as Cesaro, but yeah, man, they're just really good together. They're good on their own. They're good together. It's another one of those things where it's like, man, it sucks that Harper has to put everyone over because he could be a big deal, but he's not because he has to lose to everyone. I don't know. Here's what I would like to see them do. Pick 2 guys, 3 guys, fucking protect 2 or 3 guys. Mm-hmm. 2 or 3 guys is not that much to ask for.
It's all about protection.
Protected. Yeah. Wrap it up, B.
Yeah, A-Bear. No Cubs. Protect.
Yeah, just like
pull out is not sufficient, A-Bear.
I mean, I wish Harper get more wins and stuff. He's just putting everyone over, and maybe coming up that will happen. I don't know, but I enjoyed the match.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a great matchup, and like I said, the crowd was completely dead after that because I feel like the crowd had no interest in this matchup between Reigns, Orton, and Kane Rollins.
Oh yeah.
But
I thought we were still talking about Neville. I was like, I don't know, man. They're pretty into this.
No,
shit.
They were definitely into that matchup. But the main event match, Roman Reigns teaming up with Randy Orton going up against Kane and Seth Rollins. And throughout the night, of course, we're getting more Kane segments, which I know, Doug, you are completely fond of. But, the crowd was dead by this point. They didn't have any interest in the matchup. It wasn't until the very end when Orton got the hot tag and cleared house and ended up getting the victory that the crowd finally woke up. So, any thoughts to really take away from it? I didn't. Think so.
To backpedal just a smidge to
just a smidge.
Well, I guess we could pay it off. No, keep going. We'll tie it into the King of the Ring that I didn't see.
Okay. Well, I was just gonna say that the crowd got to decide who was going to be facing Seth Rollins at Payback.
It wasn't obvious.
Yeah, whatever. So it's going to be a triple threat. End of Raw. Yay. Go home show. But what were you going to
go home show?
I know. Time to go home.
Did I hear correctly that Payback is in 3 weeks?
Yes. Woo. It's a good thing we're not paying full price for these things anymore, because good Lord.
Yeah, well, if you look at the fact that, and I know this is WWE, so I know that it may sound like I'm asking a lot, but if you look at the finish to the main events for everything since they've been on the network, I believe we had a fuck finish in probably 80%, 90% of the main events.
Yeah.
Where
there was some tomfoolery involved.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, tomfoolery is one thing, but tomfoolery that leads into the finish is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Would you consider the Money in the Bank a little bit of that?
I mean, that was really well executed,
right.
but
still,
if it was on its own, it would have been awesome. If you take it into account that everything has been that way, it sort of plays it down. But
it's like, what was the last clean finish that they had? Not including the Royal Rumble, because that doesn't count because it's a cluster match.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
It's insane. So, anyways, we've got our participants for the King of the Ring. Yeah, the go home show. You're drunk.
Hey, Bear, do you have a fucking patch of hair on the outside of your arm?
What?
Pull your sleeve up.
That's weird.
What do you mean that's my armpit?
Oh, it just goes around kind of from right. It looked like it was from right here. Oh, okay. It's just shadows. I thought that this part of your arm had a fucking patch of hair, and I was like, that's fucking weird, dude.
That's why they call him the Bear. So don't call him a bear. So but yeah, we did get to find out who's going into the King of the Ring finals. It's
Michael Cole,
Neville, Sheamus, Barrett, and R-Truth. And like I said, it was sort of a special feel. It was just an hour long, so it was nice and cool. The first matchup, Neville going up against Sheamus. Again, wait. Was it Neville versus Sheamus? Yeah, it was. Solid work from these guys. Ziggler came out to cause the distraction, similar to how Sheamus did on Raw, and Neville ended up picking up the victory. And then after the match, Ziggler came down to the ring, said, you didn't pay your end of the stipulation, so I'm here to collect. And so charged the ring, fought Sheamus for a little bit. Sheamus escaped, started to walk away, but then he decided, nope, I want some more. He went back into the ring. They brawled some more. Sheamus ended up getting a really nice cut over his eye and had some blood trickling down his face. But I really liked the brawl because they had the refs trying to pull them apart, and the Michael Cole was saying, it's getting personal now. They're attacking each other. I don't know how personal it's getting, but the way that they're building it, the way that they're showing it, I'm really digging.
What if the whole thing was just not? It didn't become a personal thing. It's just Ziggler is really pissed off that he didn't get his ass kissed. So he's just he's just fighting until Sheamus kisses his ass.
Yeah, that's gonna be happening at Payback. That's what he wants.
Pissed off because I had a face full of booty sweat. Now I don't get my booty sweat on you. Booty sweat.
Nah, he's cool with that. He just wants his ass kissed because that was the stuff.
Yeah, it is.
They both
you're
shaved
contractually
their ass.
Obligated, sir.
So they both shaved their ass for that match.
Mm-hmm.
I think safe to say they both shaved their asses anyway.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, Sheamus got a
Smooth.
sizable cut over his right eye, so he's probably gonna have to.
Do you think you could shave your ass? Because I know you technically could, but do you think you could live with it? Because it would just. It's got to be so hard to shave your ass, right?
There must be another member or someone to help you shave your ass.
Yeah,
you can't shave your ass by yourself.
I see on those bodybuilding things on MT or True Life. I'm a bodybuilder.
Yes,
where the guy has his dad shaving his
God,
ass.
that's awkward. Good Lord, that was awkward.
Some of those wrestlers must be good friends. Like, hey man, if I shave your ass, will you shave my ass?
If you had to pick one person in the world to shave your ass, you're gonna pick Daryl. I don't know why I said that.
He's gonna pick Noah.
Yeah, okay. If you had to pick one person in the world to shave your ass, and it can't be Daryl, who would you pick to shave your ass?
Oh my gosh. Noah would be so uncomfortable with it.
That's why it makes so much sense.
I was like, Noah, I will shave your ass if you need, but he wouldn't be like, no man, get your ass away from me.
I'm not shaving your ass.
I was like, what if I give you a PlayStation?
That could be the stipulation. Shave my ass or you're getting a tattoo. That would work.
That will not work.
He would have to do one or the other. And then you make him do both.
Both.
So you're going no?
I was about to say, I think y'all would shave my ass before Noah would.
I'm not shaving your ass.
Yeah, it would.
I'd probably shave your ass. I was going to say, I'll let you guys get a cheek piece. So, you get this one. All right, Dino, if you got to have someone shave your ass, it can't be Kelsey.
I'll say Tyler. I'll make him do it.
Tyler was doing this in the background, pick me.
Now you got to shave my ass.
Circle shave. Be gentle.
We all triple shave their ass.
Be gentle.
Hey, let us know on Facebook if you had to pick someone to shave your ass. Who would you pick?
Yeah. Brad Pitt. Anyways, so
back to shaving the ass.
Yeah, no shaving asses. So next
significant others are excluded.
Yes. So next up, we got to see Wade Barrett going up against R-Truth, King of the Ring semifinals. R-Truth just wanted death to spiders. He cut a pretty funny promo backstage, talking about whenever he is king, he's going to live in a castle, and that castle is going to have a moat. And should I fill it with water? I don't know, but it's going to have a drawbridge, and there won't be any spiders allowed. So
I'm with Truth. I don't like spiders either, man.
Yeah.
Fuck a bunch of spiders.
There's going to be water spiders?
Water spiders, yeah. So you have to run the gamble. But Wade Barrett ends up getting the victory on that, which takes us to the King of the Ring finals. Wade Barrett versus Neville, the rematch from the kickoff show of Extreme Rules.
Did they elaborate on the story? I know they showed the clips, but did they work the spots of the previous match into the story of this match?
Oh, I don't fully remember, which is sad because I only watched it not too long ago. But But it was another awesome matchup. The crowd was way hot into it. The finish was great. I won't spoil it for you in case you want to go back and watch it.
You already did.
Well, you know who wins, but you don't know how.
Oh, okay.
So,
the thing that sucked is Daniel was going for Bad News, Barrett, and I was going for Neville. Because I felt like this would be a good time for, to help elevate Neville more. But I should have seen the signs.
Yeah. And
I didn't want
up your eyes.
I didn't want Barrett to win. And one thing that got on my nerves.
Without understanding, I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes. I saw the sign.
That's a good song.
Yeah, it is.
I like Ace of Base. Boom,
boom, boom, boom.
Do yourself a favor and go listen to that song.
What the fuck was Ace of Base on? No, it wasn't Ace of Base. Fuck, I was confusing Wilson Phillips with Ace of Base. They were on that Bridesmaids or whatever at the end. Where they sing or whatever.
You bring me joy. Sorry.
Just go with what you were trying to say.
Sorry. What was I saying?
I don't know.
Oh, I didn't like how they was like, "Oh, King Bad News."
Yeah.
And then what was Byron's like? Hey, bad news. We got some, or it's like, there's good news.
Yeah, they had a backstage segment with Byron Saxton, and here's what I'm not liking about the Bad News Barrett gimmick is that they're calling his first name Bad News.
That's weird.
It is. Yeah. It's so weird because like backstage, Byron Saxton was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my guest at the time, Bad News Barrett." All right, Bad News. I've got some good news. You're in the finals. Like, his name is not Bad News. Like, that's whatever. It's so.
JBL's like, "Oh yeah, King Bad News." I was like, "No."
You can say King of Bad News.
Just saying King Barrett.
King Barrett is even better, but not King Bad News. His name is not Bad News. That makes no sense. Stupid. Anywho, that's pretty much how they wrap up. Boom. So.
How'd the crown look? Did they tailor it to his look? Like, you remember when Sheamus had it? They made it like real Celtic looking.
No,
like,
well, that was
cater it.
Then they did that like afterwards.
Yeah, you're right.
But he did get a scepter. He got the robe and the crown and the throne and all that.
Pretty standard looking.
Jerry Lawler introduced him.
Yeah,
as new king.
Lawler. Yeah. So good stuff. So that's how they closed out the King of the Ring. But let's talk a little bit about NXT from last week. Doug, did you get to check it out?
I did.
Tyler, did you get to check it out?
I did not.
Okay, well, yeah, you were on your honeymoon and all that. So the first matchup we got to see...
We'll
let it slide, I guess, this week. First matchup we got to see, Finn Balor going up against Ty Dillinger. I don't remember a whole lot about the matches themselves. I just remember the finishes and whatnot.
It was a total Balor
fest, yeah.
showcase. It was all about him hitting his signature spots.
Mm-hmm. So Balor ends up getting the victory. Next...
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
I wish, and let me know how you feel, but I wish like Balor would not do the crawling stuff unless he's in the paint. Like, it's a little weird that he like crawls around when he's not in the paint.
Yeah.
Like, just you don't have to change the music, but just walk down normal when you're not in the paint.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I know that he's doing the stuff to synchronize with the timing and the lights and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's okay,
only,
but don't crawl around.
Only crawl if he goes hard in the paint.
Hard in the paint.
What do you know about going hard in the paint?
I know nothing.
He's played basketball before.
Tyler soft in the paint, A-Bear.
Aww. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, he can, still kind of creep around a little bit, but,
yeah,
don't be creeping like that.
Yeah.
And creep.
Yeah. Keep
it on the down low.
Anyways, Finn Balor ends up getting the victory. That takes us.
We're doing all the girl groups tonight.
Yes. Keep paying those bills. Keep paying those automobile. No?
What?
I don't know that one. Destiny's Child? Okay. Bills? I don't think you do.
I know, but I don't know the words.
Me.
If you did like...
I'm a survivor.
Yeah, of course, Survivor. If we would have did... my favorite Destiny's Child is the one with the remix that Wyclef is on the beginning of the... Fuck, what's that one called? It's a real early. It's before they were big at the time, but it was before they were like fucking
phenomenons.
Yeah. Fuck, what's it called? It's got trying to get to the hook in my head.
Yeah.
I can't fucking think of it.
To the internets.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Okay.
Keep going on.
While we're talking about women and power and stuff like that, the next matchup was a triple threat for the NXT Women's #1 contendership between Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. And I thought this was a really strong matchup.
No. That was a huge one.
Oh.
They had like the remix where Wyclef does like a rap at the beginning.
I don't remember how that one goes. It's been far too long.
It's fucking good.
So yeah, a triple threat match. Becky Lynch, Bayley, Charlotte. What'd you think about this one?
I thought it was good. It was a little. Now I'm trying to fucking struggle to think what happened.
I know the finish was the figure 4 into the sort of lazy pin.
Yeah, see, okay, this is where I had a problem with, because technically they're both touching her as she's being pinned.
Mm-hmm.
So if I had you in the figure 4 and your shoulders were down because you were releasing the pressure, they would count it as
Normally
a pin.
They would, yeah.
So it would be a double pin because Lynch and I'm sorry, I didn't knock that over. Because her and Charlotte both technically were touching her as she was pinned. It was a fun match, but like I remember that now that you said that that's a bunk finish.
It is bunk unless they're going to try and say, well, Becky was covering the shoulders, but still, it's
But if it was a singles match, they would count it for Charlotte with her shoulders down.
Right. So this might lead to a matchup between Charlotte and Becky, I would think.
Right, or they'll just excuse to do another triple threat or something.
Right. Because I feel like she can come out and be like, last time I checked, the rule book said that if I have you in the figure 4 and your shoulders go down, that's a win in my book. So you should not be the #1 contender right now.
She could even argue that she was the more dominant person in the pin position or whatever.
So, but yeah, the matchup itself was really solid, good stuff. Becky Lynch ends up winning, so she's the new #1 contender. After that, we got to see Hideo Itami going up against CJ Parker, still showing him. He's been gone for, 2 or 3 weeks
Well, these
now?
have all been taped for...
Right. When did Owens' injury sideline him? Like, were they able to get by with him not having to wrestle?
I mean, he's back now.
Okay.
I mean, I think he's
cleared.
He's cleared. I think he was out for like 6 weeks, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It was a minor thing?
But they taped like 6 weeks of TV before.
Okay, good.
Okay. Well, so was it a minor thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I might be wrong about this, but I think he's good to go now.
So he should be...
I think so.
So the taping should happen with no one being the wiser.
I think so.
Okay, good deal.
I think he's good to go.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think so.
Okay, I was kind of worried about that. Like, I know they can easily play it off by him just, I'm the champ, I don't have to fight,
Yeah, I mean...
although that would kind of go against his character.
I thought they said 6 weeks, and I thought they had most of 6 weeks already taped when it happened. So.
Yeah. Because it happened, like, right around WrestleMania, right?
Right.
Okay, so that's been about... That'll be good. So, but yeah, Hideo Itami ends up getting the victory over CJ Parker.
Man, I don't know. Hideo does not look like the Kenta of old. I don't know. He's just something about it. I don't know.
They changed him.
It's not that. I think it's just he's not. I don't know. Something about it just not working. I don't know.
Not connecting for you.
I think they toned him down in a way that takes away the appealing parts of him, and I don't think he's found a way to work around that yet.
Gotcha. So, but he does end up getting the victory. After that, we got to see Rhino going up against, who is it, Mr. 450? He didn't even have a name, but I have found it on the WWE Network. Some squash guy.
Dude who got gored.
Yeah. Yeah, very short matchup. Rhino ends up getting the victory. But after that, we got to see the main event. Kevin Owens going up against Alex Riley, or should I say Alex? I've got nowhere else to go, Riley. Any thoughts on this?
Rage, Riley.
Rage, yeah. So,
God.
Do not go quietly into that good night.
Yeah.
Rage.
Riley's talking all this shit about how he's like been like,
I've been in this business for...
Well, here's the thing. Like, Riley, like, said all this shit, and then the amount of shit that he says, you have to come out and, like, have an awesome fucking match after you say all this shit. And he did. And he just had, like, a fucking standard match. And he was never going to win, and that's not the point. He just didn't have a strong enough showing. I don't know. He just, nothing that he did was necessarily bad. It's just that nothing he did was necessarily good either.
Which
he
is
just
why
had,
he did not make it on the main roster.
Yeah, man. And I get that it's like his passion or whatever, but still, man, it's just, I don't know, man.
It's like, who was it that said it to him? It was like, just, now that you're done, just go back to the commentary booth. And
I think it might have been Owens himself. I don't know.
Probably. I think he said it to him to his face. So, but yeah.
Then we got into the pull apart, running around, like them keeping them separate. Like they were jumping, they were brawling. Like
Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you're going from
No,
Riley to okay. But yeah, after the matchup, Owens was still attacking Riley, was getting ready to do the power bomb onto the apron, and Sami Zayn came and attacked. They had to do the nice pull apart, and Zayn climbed to the top rope and dove onto Owens and the security guards and everything, taking them all out, and fade to black. Good stuff. I liked it. I'm really curious as to, like, are they going to keep those NXT guys down in NXT since they're trying to make it its own brand? Like, are they just going to make their own stars and keep them there?
I don't know. I think Balor's probably going to be up in soon or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that Neville has taken... Neville's really good in the ring. Don't get me wrong. This is not me talking down about Neville's work at all, because he's really fucking good in the ring. But the fact that he's not a very good promo at all, I thought would hinder his transition to the main roster. But they've just been like, yo, he just wrestles. He's not talking a bunch. Like, that's fucking fine. Like, just do it like that.
Well, they had him do a promo for the King of the Ring finals.
They did an inset promo. Oh, okay. I see. I missed that. But his promo on Raw was like an inset, like from backstage.
Yeah, and the promo that he did was actually pretty good. It may have been the one that I'm thinking of. Might have been the one that he did on Raw, where he said, "I've spent my entire career, proving the bigger guys that I can hang." And he even talked about, the Giants say that I don't belong here, but the Giants will be watching me soar or fly above them.
Which is weird because he's fucking jacked.
Yeah.
Maybe he's short, but he is fucking jacked.
Mm-hmm. Dude is insane. So that pretty much closes.
Have you seen? I know we were talking about this with pay-per-view. Have you seen him before he got jacked?
No.
I'm gonna show you. Go ahead.
Okay, but yeah, so that pretty much closes out NXT. Tyler, did you want to discuss Lucha Underground any?
Yeah.
Okay. I unfortunately did not get to see.
Oh, you're talking about the best wrestling show on television? that Lucha Underground?
Yeah.
Go for it.
It was a great episode. I missed last. Oh no, this was this past week. So it was on demand, I guess. That's when I watched it. But I think I missed the one before that. So, let me see a picture of him.
Oh wow.
He's tiny. Sorry, we're looking at Neville before.
He's a tiny fella.
Oh wow, yeah. Okay, well, it starts out with.
I gotta take a wicked piss. Go ahead.
Okay, Sexy Star versus Pentagon Jr. because. I think they were in a tag team a few weeks ago when they were in a triple threat tag team wars going on, and they lost. And Pentagon was about to put that arm bar or whatever that move it was to snap his opponent's arms off, but he put Superfly into it, and Sexy Star saved him and all that stuff. But they finally had a match. Oh, and apparently, I guess the week before, the announcer lady. Pentagon Jr. was trying to put her into that move, but Sexy Star saved her. So that was building up. So they had a match, and it was so funny because I was watching it with my mom. She was there. It's like, this is not the original wrestling stuff that you watch. I mean, WWE.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I watched this before. She's like, oh, I've never seen you watch this. So she was shocked because she was looking at her iPad and also looking up because. The moves and stuff, and I don't think she's ever seen a guy versus a girl.
Yeah,
in the ring, and she was just he would kick her and stuff, and you can make that nice popping sound, but it looks like it connects, really, really well. And she was like, "Oh my god," her jaw was like dropped. And she's like, "You see this guy hitting this girl?" I was like, "Yeah, mom, yeah, well, hit her pretty hard." So, but no, she was just all on that. But I guess she didn't know what to think. But it was a good match. It did seem like Pentagon Jr. was beating her up a lot through the match, but she got some good shots in, and it ended with her doing a backbreaker, or whatever Carlito's move is, whatever
the
that
backstabber,
whatever that's called,
backcracker,
long blower.
But she did that and pinned him 1, 2, 3, and she got the win.
Nice.
But he got upset with that and
attacked.
Well, no, she got out of the ring and she left, and like the lady who does the announcing and all that stuff, she was very happy because she almost had her arm snapped by him last week. After that, they had I really like him. I really do.
Yeah, he's good.
I like everyone in this promotion. So they had a backstage. I don't know what you call it. It's not a segment, but like how they shoot everything is just so cool and so gritty looking.
And fucking expensive-ish.
Yeah. So what it is Johnny Mundo doing some weird workout moves I've never seen before.
Parkour.
I don't know what you would call it. It's weird.
Parkour.
Something with looks like he's doing. You have a bar and you're doing
Chin-ups.
No, push up, or what's it called?
Pull-ups.
No, you have the bar and you're going up. You're laying on the
Bench press.
Bench press.
Yeah, but he was grabbing on one of the arms and he was pulling himself up. But I think on the other arm he had another weight in his hand or something like that. It was weird. But then he got up because El Patron. I don't know what it was.
No, I'm just trying to imagine like what he was doing. That's weird.
Yeah, you gotta see it.
I mean, I'm gonna watch it. I just missed it. I haven't seen it yet.
El Patron walks up, and I think it's the second time he's like mocking him and like just like saying stuff to him, like, "Oh, you think you're the man?" And he's like, "You're so close to the brass ring, but you're not good." Pretty much like not good enough. And Johnny just finds like, "Hey, you got a problem with me?" And then pretty much El Patron was like, "Hey, man,
he's like, yeah,
down.
prick. That's why I've been talking all this shit to you."
He pretty much told him just to calm down. That's it, and he walked away. So I guess El Patron is turning heel. I assume.
But you already knew that.
Well, see, Lucha Underground, the thing they do is, Lucha Underground is the best company at doing the shades of gray that everyone says they want. Like, I haven't seen anyone do it better than Lucha Underground. They find ways to make you like people, but also like, they find ways to make people do stuff that you don't like that they're doing, but also still like them, and vice versa. It's very weird. It's like a few weeks ago they had like a mask versus mask match where it was like Superfly versus Sexy Star. It was mask versus mask, and they were both babyface. This is after the trios match where they lost because Pentagon wouldn't fucking work together with them or whatever. Yep. And so Dario Cueto's like, "Yo, you two fucks are gonna have a mask versus mask match." And like they were both baby faces when they went in, but they put across the importance of the mask, and they made Superfly take some cheap shots because he was desperate to keep his mask. And so it was like a good, like, he didn't become a bad guy. He was just like in a position where he felt like he had to do what he had to do to keep his mask, even though he ultimately lost. But it was just like a cool way of saying like, hey, yeah, he's a good guy, but got caught up
because the situation.
Sure, but that's a good way to do like Shades of Grey booking, instead of be like, oh, he's good now, oh, he's just fucking bad now for no reason. It's like you gave them a legitimate reason for this is why he acted like a dick, not just because he's fucking all over the map. He can't get his personality straight. It's not like that. You gotta, when you want to do Shades of Grey, you gotta make the people understand why they would do something outside of how they would normally act, or like give them motivation to do something shitty or to do something good. And no other company takes the fucking time to do that.
Well, whenever you see us, we'll talk more about it. But it was kind of weird. But he hasn't been on TV, or the parts they filmed or whatever put on each week. El Patron hasn't been on for a little while.
Yeah,
wrestling wise,
right? Well, he wrestled Tejano when he came in, or like the week after. It was a week
ago.
Yeah.
But and they'll show him. This is like the second or third time he's came up to Johnny Mundo and just kind of being a slight dick. He's more of a dick.
See, I didn't see this episode, but the one I did see where they teased it like a minute ago where they ran into each other, it was just came across as like a dick swinging contest. It was like two hot shot dudes trying to like like look each other down like, oh, you think you're fucking the shit? I'm the fucking shit.
Johnny didn't really say anything in this
Right.
conversation. It was just him listening to. Pretty much, he got in his face,
right.
Looked at him, but that was pretty much it. The only
I mean, you could be right. I haven't seen it yet, so I don't want to commit. But like, Del Rio's a natural heel. He's good at that, so it could very well be that.
Another thing they had was, and I don't know their names. So it was that girl again who got, I don't know if it's kidnapped or is trained under that other lucha guy, and she's working so hard, but she don't like him, and she's like fighting and doing all this stuff and fighting all this guys. She kicked their butt, and then she's fighting him, and like he, not kicks her butt, but kind of knocks her down. And he's like, you're not ready, and that's pretty much it. Still don't know who she is, but that's it. But then they got into the finals for the tag trio belts, and it was King Cuerno, Cage, and Tejano versus
Big Rig, Killshot, Willie Mack, the Mac. Sorry, not Willie Mack.
Return of the Mac.
Versus
hey man, that's not a girl group. We're all girl groups.
Man, come on now.
I didn't know we were specializing.
Yeah, man, that's the
we
thing.
Just singing whatever came
Angelico, Son of Havoc, and Eva Elise. And it was a good match.
They get a little bonkers with the three on the three teams.
Three in
How did they set it up? Was it like Tornado, or was it they had to tag in? They just let them go fucking nuts, or they have a tag in?
I'm trying to think.
Obviously,
I think it was tag, but there were all three in there. Like from each team, it was three in the ring at a time.
Okay, so there wasn't that awkward thing where they set up where like a team is like waiting to be tagged in, just sitting there like goof.
If you're the opposite team and you're in another corner, if they tag you, you're in like that or something like that. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was three at a time. And I forgot who was the first of the people. I think it was
elimination, or was it?
Yeah, it was elimination.
Okay.
I think it was Killshot and Helico and Cage maybe. But it was a real fun match. I guess there's a lot of things I don't remember, but there's a lot of things I do.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna guess they did a bunch of banana shit.
Oh my gosh! I'll get to this last part. My dad was like, he wanted me to rewind it because he wanted to watch this part like 3 times. But I'll get to that whenever I get to it. The first team that was eliminated was Cage, King Cuerno, and Tejano. They were surprised they got eliminated. There were some other people who were surprised too. And you know how they show some people in the audience, like they're stars or whatever?
Right.
They haven't showed another wrestler that's been in the audience. There was another.
Well, they've been showing Daivari because he's probably going to debut.
Oh, okay, yeah. They kept on showing Daivari.
They do the stuff where they show actors and like they show like I think Josh Barnett was in the crowd one week, and they even pimped the New Japan commentary he was doing for Axis or whatever. But the Daivari stuff is them building up to him debuting. He's going to be on the show. Yeah, he is. Because I don't know what it is. If one of them got hit off the ropes and landed on him, I don't know. I forgot if it was Cage or Tejano. Or no. Tejano or Cage. Yeah, one of those. But they hit him and he got up. And like, what's so hilarious, Matt Striker, who is this guy? They're all like, they're both like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know. He's just randomly in the audience. People in the audience can't come in and just fight him. He took off his like, because Daivari had the glasses on his head and he had like the suit. He's taking off his jacket and everything, start beating them up and stuff. And after they got eliminated and they disappeared, but Daivari like went to the back and then like Master's like, oh, he looks so familiar. The name will come to me later. But yeah, I was like, you know who it is? It's Daivari. So that left team Big Rick's team, and then and Helico and their team and stuff, and it was really fun. Shit, I can't remember a lot of the spots and stuff, but I'm gonna skip to like the ending of that match, because Angelico, Son of Havoc, and Evilise won, but then Dario Cuello comes out. And he was like, oh, congratulations. I didn't think that the three misfits would win this, but y'all don't have the belts just yet.
So you have
That
another
bastard.
team. You have another team that I put together, handpicked by me, the fight. And who is it? The Crew. So the Crew comes in.
Not the Crew.
They've been gone for a while, and so they came and and they're fighting, and the Crew is just picking them apart, separating them and stuff. That's when the crazy ass shit comes on, like, because they'll bring them upstairs and stuff. I don't know which crew member did it, but like, there's this railing. They knocked Angelico over it, but there was another little flat part before going down into the crowd, so he got knocked over. And Son of Havoc was in the other part of the audience, like down ways or whatever. So, and then Evilise was down there, and there's two crew members that were right there. She was back in the corner. That motherfucker from the top runs and jumps over the fucking crowd and got some fucking air. I've never seen shit like that before.
Angelica?
Yes. And it was pretty sick.
He cleared the crowd?
Yeah, he cleared it, and he he jumped into the ring from the top, like up there from the second story. Cool. He got some air, and he did like a what's it called, a body. I don't know the move, but he got both. He knocked them both down, and the crowd went freaking nuts. I had me and my dad watched it three times. It was pretty sick.
That's cool.
And they weren't working together like the match before, like when they won the belts and stuff. Right. They weren't working together really well, and they came together in this match and stuff. And because all three of them were in the ring after they beat up the Crew, and they were in the ring, and Evilise got like a kendo stick. And by the way, my dad's like, "Oh, a kendo stick doesn't hurt. It's not even solid."
If you tweak the end to where like there's like you can loosen it up to where it doesn't hurt as much, and you can tighten it up to where it's more solid.
Well,
you
it's
can
like Dad, it's like it leaves a mark if you keep on hitting it, like hitting the person.
It don't fucking feel good.
It doesn't feel good, but he didn't believe me. You know how my dad is.
Guess you have to just buy one and show
yeah,
him.
I'll test it out on him. So
that's a video for the YouTube channel.
Yeah,
we're taking turns like hitting him with the
but
still don't hurt.
It ended up where each crew member was in there. I think Evilise threw one out, and two of them were in there. And here comes Angelico and Son of Havoc. And two of the members of the crew were on there, and they were both on the turnbuckle about to do their move and stuff. And every time someone like taunts or stuff in the middle, and Dad's like, "Stop taunting! You need to put them away now. You're wasting too much time."
Sound logic.
Mm-hmm.
And so they did their moves and stuff, and the ref counted both their pins at the same time, I guess. 1, 2, 3, and they officially won the titles. So.
Oh, the Crew one?
No.
Okay.
So that was pretty much it. But it was a fun episode. That freaking dive that Angelico did from the top over there was just, oh man, he got so much air.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch it. I've been busy. I missed it, but I'll be back next week.
I'm really digging that team, by the way. I really like Angelico a lot. And I don't know too much of him other than this promotion. Cool. But it was really cool.
Good stuff.
Check it out.
Yeah, man, it's only the best wrestling show on TV. Right?
Only. So there you go. Good stuff. So we do have a couple hot topics. It's really sad to hear Vern Gagne has passed away. The details haven't exactly come out as to why. It could have just been old age. But
it's sad, and definitely like condolences to his family and his friends and everything. But, and I mean this with all due respect and all due admiration for the guy. And I understand he had Alzheimer's, but even with Alzheimer's, 89 is a pretty good fucking run.
Yeah. That's a good age.
We should all be so lucky as to make it that long. So, yeah. I mean, I feel more of like we should celebrate. He's a guy who had a cool life, and he had a good long run. So it's more of a celebration than like someone like Paraguay Jr. is fucking 35. Like that's someone your heart breaks for. Like that's someone who is robbed of all of his life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Vern had a good fucking run. 89 is
a 30-year wrestling career at that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's just that. Not to mention all the years he promoted. So, I mean, like, fuck, man. Like.
A legend.
Yeah. What can you say?
Nothing else.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Doug said, our condolences going out to his family, friends, fans. anyone who may have been affected by him. So you're a legend that will be missed in the wrestling world. Other hot topic news, Billy Corgan from Smashing Pumpkins has officially become the new senior producer, creative, and talent development for Impact Wrestling, effective immediately.
We knew for a while he was interested in stuff with TNA, right?
Well, there was rumors that he was one of the people trying to buy. It was rumored, like when they were up for sale or whatever.
Interesting stuff.
I think maybe I'm mixing rumors.
I don't know what he has to bring, to the table. His wrestling mind. I mean, I know some of the Smashing Pumpkin songs. I know it has nothing to do with wrestling, but I like it. But I mean, hey, man, if he has a good mind for it, and give him a shot. I mean, other people would know more than I would.
He's been involved like in independent wrestling for a little while. He was with Resistance Pro. Nothing he's done in wrestling has been terribly successful. So I mean, I guess we'll see.
Can it do much worse than where they are now?
No, I mean, it really can. And to be honest, it may be what they need to get someone with a fresh look at things or whatever. I mean, Smashing Pumpkins is a great fucking band, like Tyler said. But I mean, we'll see how it translates to
the wrestling world.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
But he's a legitimate fan, so he's not just a guy just doing it for the paycheck.
Yeah.
He don't fucking need the paycheck anyway.
No, not at all.
It's cool to I guess have true fans.
I mean, Bob Mould from Husker Du fucking wrote for WCW. That's fucking nuts. I mean, so if he can, then fucking, let's see what Billy can do.
Yep. So there you go. We'll have to see how that all turns out. No Q&A this week, but thank you everyone who listened and gave us some feedback. We certainly do appreciate it. Make sure you give us a question or two on our YouTube channel, WNS Video, also our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. You can also subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
If you get a chance, send some taquitos to Daniel. What's your address?
I'm not going to give that out.
Okay, sorry. You can find us on Stitcher, Player.fm, and Beyond Pod. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Yeah, man. Really, we really want to hear from everybody. We want to know who you'd have to shave your ass. Significant others excluded. Follow the podcast on Twitter at WNS Podcast. Daniel's at WNS_Daniel. Tyler is at Tyler_Aber.
There you go.
Also, radio show.
Yes, we're also on sportsradiobowmont.com and download the Sports Radio Beaumont app on your smartphone device so you can listen to us on Thursdays at 5 p.m. Central Time.
Also, like Doug said, about the shaving the ass, someone who, has your ass. How someone's like, I have your back, I have your ass. So who's going to have your ass?
Are you asking me, or is it like you plugging this? Or
I'm plugging this.
It's a butt plug?
Butt plug. This is a butt plug.
So you don't have my ass?
He's watching out for it. So there you go for the podcast crew. I am Daniel Heron.
Tyler Aber.
I'm Doug.
And we will shave you all next week.